Away from that, the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference says the setting up of a ministerial committee to probe the EJURA violence is not the right move. President Akufo-Addo yesterday instructed Interior Minister Ambrose Derry to conduct a public inquiry into the disturbances at EJURA that led to the death of 2 people. 4 others sustained various degrees of injury when residents clashed with police and military personnel deployed to the area to quell violence. Speaking to Joy News in an interview, President of the conference, Most Reverend Name, said previous probes have yielded little. He joins us on the phone with more. Thank you so much for your time here this morning, sir. And let me start by saying that quite a lot of people are excited that the Christian community is speaking about this particular matter. They had called on it earlier, but all the same, thank you for joining us this afternoon. So, sir, what method of probe would have been more appropriate for you?
What method?
Yes. So you said that the ministerial probe or the public inquiry is not the right move. So I'm asking, what is the alternative that you're prescribing?
I think that the first thing is we've lost a Ghanaian in a very troublesome moment. We expected those who govern us to express sympathy and compassion to the family, and at least to condone with them as soon as the news of the death of this activist was heard. It would reflect tolerance of dissenting views, and it would not kind of indicate that somebody who is criticizing the government or appears to be criticizing the government is not tolerated in a democratic Ghana. So this order to have a probe coming 4 days after the man's death is what I consider inappropriate. You leave the family alone as if, okay, it serves him right. He's talking against fixing the government. But this is something that they themselves said they would do. This is something that they said if we are given the nod in the few months, we will fix everything. It's not coming from him. It's coming from the government. And they have promised so many things, and they are not doing any of it. And nobody should say anything about it. So this is what we are talking about. It's not a probe. And besides, all Ghanaians know about what happened with the probes. They said a commission of inquiry. People do work for months, sometimes years, and when they come out, especially with the NPP government led by Nana Addo, they choose what they want to implement, but not the recommendations of the probe that has been set up. They just take 1 or 2 things of what they want to implement, and the rest is like, no, we don't like this. So I think Ghanaians should be aware of the effect of what these commissions or investigations are about, especially with this government. So that is why many Ghanaians don't lend any credence to that. And that is why I said it's inappropriate. Show humanity, show compassion. If you have lost a very, what I would say, valuable person in this dispensation.
Okay. So, I mean, apart from the deaths that occurred during this protest at EJURA, there have been concerns about the use of the military in matters of the interior. Today, there's another event, the military is involved. I just want to know what the Catholic Bishops' Conference thinks about this particular concern, which is shared by some civil society organizations, including Occupy Ghana.
Well, we share the same view that many Ghanaians are speaking about. I mean, we know that in things like this, the police are normally sent there. Why do they send the army, who kind of taking focus and shooting to kill innocent Ghanaians? We are very well equipped these days with this video machinery, and Ghanaians can see the soldier kneeling down and trying to aim and kill. This is there. It can be played and replayed again. This is a viral video. So what is the purpose of all of that?
Right.
What is the purpose
finally,
of all of this? So we are not in a war situation. We are in a defense situation. They are trained and deployed to protect Ghanaians. And so when we see pictures like this, it is awful.
Right. So finally on this, for the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, what's the next move? I'm talking in terms of what the conference is doing, either directly or indirectly with government, to ensure that some of these things aren't recorded in the future.
Well, I don't think that you can expect too much from this. We have given a statement. We expect also Ghanaians who have elected them to do something about it.
And when you say do something, of course, definitely, but you lead, I may say, arguably, one of the biggest religious organizations in the country. So when you say Ghanaians will have to do something, what exactly do you mean, sir?
Well, what is Ghanaians who have elected them? If it sounds so awful as it sounds to us, Catholic bishops, they should come out and say something about it. They have elected this government to power. And they have shown in several instances. First of all, when they went in and they started training their own security, it started at the castle, then it went to somewhere in the eastern region near Akuse. I've visited one of their training camps myself personally. So I know what I'm talking about.
For purposes of clarity, Ms. Reverend, what training camps are you referring to?
That is what I'm training of, what do you call it? I wouldn't call it vigilante, but foot soldiers of the NPP.
Okay.
And at that time, you, the media, were very active about talking about this. It ended into nothing.
Okay.
Should any government elected train its own security people? And this is happening. It means that the next government to come into power will do the same thing. And we believe that some of these who they give a uniform that can aim and kill dissenting people with dissenting views. So this is what I mean by saying that Ghanaians know the facts. And so you don't ask the Catholic bishops what is the next thing to do.
Thank you for
We also voted, but we are not, it's not only Catholics who voted the government into power.
Definitely. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and I appreciate it. Most Reverend Philip Name is president of the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference, and they've been commenting on the issue at EJURA